My quarantine journey is similar to the stages of grief, and I'm sure many others have felt the same. While I realize I've been lucky to stay in the Durham community, have made incredible friendships throughout my time at Duke, and stayed healthy when so many others had to move to their homes halfway across the world or are dealing with sick family members, I have felt an immense loss. Duke has been my home for the past 4 years and has provided me with so much more than I could have asked for. It's the one place where I always felt like I belonged, and I cannot believe the incredibly clever, kind, and thoughtful peers I've met here. If anyone would have told me this is how my senior year at my favorite place with my favorite people was going to end, I would have laughed in disbelief. However, the more emails we received from Duke during spring break, the more I mourned and the more I became discouraged. It was never going to be finished, and there was never going to be real closure. Finding out about this alone in New York City, now the epicenter of the outbreak, was really difficult, but coming back to Durham was almost harder. Businesses I've loved closed indefinitely. I've had conversations with restaurant owners that are just trying to stay afloat, and I felt helpless. I've been screamed at by passerby while trying to take graduation photos with my friends for a ceremony that will never happen the way we wanted it to. My friends and myself are facing job uncertainty and a fear for underclassmen that school won't start next year. I now have to live at home for the summer without the financial backing I believed was promised. After multiple weeks of leaders saying not to wear masks and then changing their minds, I was angry. I refused to wear one for a few days, disappointed in the lack of clarity and lack of leadership. Now I've slowly come around to wearing one, something I never imagined would be a reality, and I've come to hate Twitter yet again. Within this longer period of grief have been acute moments of loss. 2 student suicides within a few days' time at a school that already struggles to deal with its students' mental health. This was a direct hit to my friends who knew Gray and Raj better than I did, and again I felt helpless that I couldn't physically be there to hug and sit with them. I've gone from living with one roommate to providing space for my boyfriend, as well as my roommate's boyfriend. However, my living situation drastically changed when my roommate kicked her long-term boyfriend out of our apartment last week. With all of the changes, I began feeling more helpless, and I haven't been able to donate in the way I've wanted to local businesses, but I finally found the courage to volunteer at a meal distribution site. The strict social distancing restrictions made it difficult to hear others and work as a team, but it was more than encouraging that all of these people have been working to feed their community. I've gone through the stages of denial, the stage of bargaining, the stage of bereavement, and am working on acceptance. I've accepted a lot of things over the past few weeks. I can cook pretty great food. People are showing more kindness, and nature is a constant. 2020 has been a year of restrictions and barriers that have confined us inside, while the world turns unknowingly. It is a stark reminder we are reliant on the world, not the other way around. Inequities are being highlighted, and those most marginalized in society will face the brunt of the economic fallout starting to come. This will forever affect those living right now, but hopefully we will leave society better for future generations. The future is uncertain. I may be mourning this chapter of my life, closing in a way that I never could have imagined, but I'm optimistic that this too will end. If this time has taught me anything, it's human resiliency.